Russell Wilson, the new quarterback of the yellow and black of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And we've known this for a couple days now, but we gotta talk about how we feel about it. First off, Russ is gonna have to come up with a new saying. Is it gonna be like, go Steelers? Something lame like that? Go Pitt? Let's mine? I don't know. Wave them towels? I don't know. The Denver Broncos have been planning on releasing Russell Wilson for a very long time. They benched him with 3-4 games left in the season, even though he had a pretty good middle section of the season. He obviously was a rough start. Last year was horrible. We get that. But honestly, it came as a little bit of a surprise. It seemed like they wanted to do that earlier. They really weren't giving Russell Wilson a fair shot. Well, now he's going to go from let's ride or Broncos country or whatever he said to Pittsburgh. We know it's an interesting quarterback situation there in Pittsburgh, and it really has been since Big Ben Roethlisberger retired. Is Kenny Pickett done for in Pittsburgh? Probably. That's what this signing tells me. They had the 3 different quarterbacks start last year. Kenny Pickett, of course, Mitch Trubisky, and Mason Rudolph, who they were very impressed with Mason Rudolph at the end of the season and allowed him to be the starter and the quarterback of their playoff game against the Bills, which obviously didn't end well for them. Kenny Pickett really didn't produce much offense to begin with either. So now they bring in veteran, Super Bowl champion, Russell Wilson. Of course, he's had those bad past couple of years with the Broncos. Does Russ still have what it takes? Does he just need a change of scenery? What is going on? And what is Pittsburgh trying to do? And what is Russell Wilson trying to do? This is a crazy, crazy deal for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Obviously, they're getting a very decent quarterback. I still have faith in Russ. I think he played pretty well last year compared to when you consider what he has been given. They got him on a veteran minimum, a league minimum $1.2 million deal because Denver still has to pay him $38 million this season. That's crazy. So the Steelers jumped on that, of course. I'm surprised they were the first team, and the expectation seems that he's going to come in and compete with Kenny Pickett is what they're saying. I'm hearing rumors that Kenny Pickett might still be QB1. They want Russ just to kind of be a mentor. I doubt it. They need to see what this offense can do. Arthur Smith, who is now the offensive coordinator of the Pittsburgh Steelers, if you didn't know that, last was the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. We all know how that went, which scares me, but we'll get to that in a second. These guys need to prove that they're good. Mike Tomlin's been in and out of the hot seat for a while now, but he just keeps making the playoffs, so they can't fire him. Well, guess what? Mike Tomlin's trying to prove that he's still it. Arthur Smith is trying to prove that he can be a head coach in this job, or in this league. Najee Harris is trying to prove himself. George Pickens is going to try and prove himself. This whole team, this whole offense is going to try to prove their worth, at least to the rest of the league, if not just the Pittsburgh Steelers. So they are in it. Russell Wilson is going to be the day one starter. I don't care what the rumors are, because Russ is going to go in there. He's got the veteran experience. He's got the leadership. He's been a great leader, and he knows how to ball. He competes at the highest level. Russell Wilson is going to go do just that. He'll be the day one starter. Is next year the plan just to kind of give Kenny a season to learn from Russ and then put him back in? I don't know. I'm not going to go as far as say that Kenny is done for the Steelers. I'm not going to say that. But what I am going to say is that these guys have to prove themselves, right? And Russ included. The Steelers are going to be playing with a chip on their shoulder, all right? They're going to make the black and yellow proud. They're going to do everything they can to go win a couple playoff games. Absolutely, I believe that. Now, let's go back to Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith was the Atlanta Falcons' last head coach. We know what happened. He didn't give Bijan Robinson enough touches. He didn't get the ball to Kyle Pitts enough. He didn't get the ball to Drake London enough. For being an offensive mastermind, he was complete dog water, I thought, and so did most of everybody else. The Steelers didn't look that much better on offense. They had weapons. They have Najee Harris. They have George Pickens. They have Jaylen Warren, who had a great season. Yet they still weren't able to outscore their opponents. Even with their winning record, they still were outscored. Their margins of losses were just that big, and their margins of wins were just that little. They need some help offensively. Russell Wilson can do that because he still can throw the ball. He still can move around in the backfield. He can still take off and run. He adds another dynamic element to this offense, which I think is just going to take it to the next level and really be what Kenny Pickett is supposed to be. I'm not saying he's going to go be an MVP. I'm saying he's going to go be a decent quarterback, like a Geno Smith level quarterback. Absolutely believe that. Absolutely believe that. All right? So mark that down. Of course, he's going to try and train Kenny, coach him up a little bit, and maybe they, throw in Kenny Pickett for a game or two, trade him, or they just work out a contract with him eventually over the next couple of years and really try and develop him into the franchise quarterback that they wanted him to be when they picked him with the 8th pick. I don't know. But again, back to Arthur Smith, we still have to get these balls. We have to get these balls. We have to get the ball in the correct place, all right? We still have to use our playmakers to the best of our abilities. We have Deontay Johnson coming back, who's a speed threat over the top. We have George Pickens, who we know just balls. Okay, Najee Harris still needs to get his, and Jalen Warren needs to get his. This is a talented team. They've got talent. They just haven't been able to put it onto the field yet. Matt Canada, the offensive coordinator last season, was fired middle of the season for a reason. And the offense didn't get that much better after Matt Canada's firing, so they had to let go of their interim offensive guy, okay, and bring in Arthur Smith. So let's see what happens. But I think this is a great move for everyone involved. For Kenny Pickett just to learn, maybe revive his career, for Russell Wilson to get another chance, and for the Steelers to figure something out on offense, because it really can't get much worse than it was. So yes, Russell Wilson to the Steelers, no matter what the price was. But especially for this price, amazing deal. Good pickup by the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm excited to see it unfold. And yes, the Steelers will still be in the playoffs next season. Book it.